Welcome to Dyslexia Way of Thinking.co.uk lecture and presentation on positive learning approach for parents and teachers by me, Stephen Milner. You may be thinking, I'm a teacher, I'm a parent, I'm always positive to my child. But to be dyslexic, it is a difficult time while learning in school and being at home because of stress with the reading and writing and learning, and as a parent you want them to achieve because of their future, and therefore it's a pressure on that you put on them. I know you try not to, but sadly it happens and the dyslexic feels this. So this presentation is about positive learning approach, from you being positive to let your child know that you are happy whatever. Okay, so I'm going to go over some slides and we'll see what I'm going to discuss, and I hope you agree and hope you take note of what I'm trying to say, and we'll go from here. Now, it's an interesting one, especially for you as teachers and parents. I used to hear this all the time from my teachers, that your spelling's not good or your grammar's not good. Let's be absolutely honest here. When you're in an exam, what is the percentage of marks taken off through bad spelling and grammar? It's around about 5%. So positive learning here, positive learning approach, it's the content which matters. So teaching the students on the content, being positive about their content. If their spelling's not great, which we know it's not going to be because we're dyslexic, try to emphasize that was great content there. You made some great remarks there. Saying to them, you don't need to put it in essay format. Put it in bullet points, like a presentation, a report style. It's the content which is important. The positive learning approach. Spelling and grammar should come second, in my opinion. I know you're not going to like that, but it's the content which is important. Emphasising to the dyslexic about remembering facts. You'll find that dyslexics often remember facts pretty well. So when they come up with something, be positive. Even if you disagree with it, they're still learning. So say, great fact there, but have you thought of this? By you emphasising great fact, it's a psychological response to the dyslexic that, one, you're taking notice, two, you're listening, and three, you're acknowledging them and what they're saying. Normally, dyslexics are afraid of saying things because they might get facts wrong, or their reading and writing, their reports, their classwork isn't great, so therefore when they speak, it's a great emphasis of saying that you know something. It's an achievement. A positive learning approach, I know from my own understanding and speaking to a lot of dyslexics that they struggle with their classwork, and yes, this is from their reading and writing, but something dyslexics do often struggle with is study skills. So I believe it's important, parents and teachers, that you emphasise study skills. For example, so when you give a piece of homework out and you ask for notes, they would like you to write notes on this history topic, for example. What type of notes do you want? Explain. Just say, okay, what I would like you to do is list me one page of bullet points on this case study. Okay? This is a great way of getting the dyslexic to learn how to do notes, bullet points. Positive learning is not just about, I'm going to say great work. It's also about letting the dyslexic learn for themselves. It's important that they learn about how they work, how they study, how their mind works, what strengths they have, what weaknesses they have, if when they have the strengths, how to use them to combat their weaknesses. But it's also important that they rest. They learn to relax. The more they relax, the better their work will be. The more they're stressed, the worse their work will be. It's the same, we have the same situation. You as parents do, you as teachers do. Non-dyslexics have the same situation. So, if the dyslexic begins to panic with their work, or looking stressed, or looking like they're struggling, ask them to have a moment where they sit back, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, just to calm down, relax. By relaxing, calming down, their thinking will be more relaxed and they can go back and revisit the issue, and their brain will take more information in. Okay, I know this is a daft one, but I do this a lot. But if a dyslexic is having problems listening to what you're explaining to them to do in the classroom or at home, rather than pushing them on the subject, why not ask them to investigate it themselves? This will aid them in positive learning approach because they'll be learning it themselves. Okay? Learning themselves means they'll take more information in, because with dyslexics they often have a short-term memory, and this involves difficulty with listening. Not because they have bad ears, it's often because their short-term memory doesn't take the information in. Okay, I mentioned above there taking a rest. If a student is stressed or a child is stressed, it is important to let them take a rest. You do that, for example, as a parent. If a child gets stressed, you try to take them away from what's stressing them. You can't do that as a teacher, because that means they won't learn. But what you can do is, if they get stressed, again, as mentioned, ask them to go and do something for you. Asking them to sit back for 2 minutes, 3 minutes and just relax. I'm a big believer in self-learning. I've always done it. I've always found it difficult in the classroom. Dyslexics often do. So my teachers found that it was beneficial for me to self-learn. So my teachers would ask me to use the internet at the time, go to the library, here's a book, read this book and write me some notes. Here's a case study, read this case study and write me some notes. Because self-investigation, self-work, allowed me to develop images in my head, in my mind, and therefore I was able to remember them more. Here's some quick tips with self-learning approach, and also positive learning approach. Be positive. If a dyslexic's struggling and you are not happy with it, still be positive. The worst thing is to blame a dyslexic. We know they're going to fail. Using videos. Videos are great. Pictures are brilliant. I'm being quick here because I've got only 10-minute video for YouTube here. Be a mentor and be friendly. Mentors students listen to. Don't stress them out of their reading and writing. Say well done. Okay, thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, please do email me at stephen@dyslexiawayofthinking.co.uk. You can find loads of articles at dyslexiawayofthinking.co.uk. You can also join my social network for dyslexia. I have dyslexia.co.uk. Thanks for listening and have a good day. Sorry for being short. Bye bye.